In today's show, I'm going to share with you how you can get paid to speak by joining my very special group here on WhatsApp. And I whisk it away before I had a chance to do anything. Not to worry, we're back again, and this is Speak on Stage. Welcome to Speak on Stage with Dave Crane, the podcast where we unpack the art and science of public speaking to help you command the stage with confidence and authority. I'm your host, Dave Crane, and as a seasoned speaker, coach, and entertainer, I've had the privilege of helping thousands of individuals like you to unlock their true potential on stage all around the world. Each week, we'll bring you candid conversations with industry experts, successful speakers, and thought leaders, delving into proven strategies, practical tips, and personal anecdotes to empower you to become a captivating communicator. So whether you're a seasoned pro looking to refine your skills, or a beginner taking your first steps onto the stage, this podcast is your go-to resource for mastering the craft of public speaking. So grab your notepad, open your mind, and get ready to amplify your impact as we embark on this journey together. Welcome to Speak on Stage with Dave Crane. Together, let's jump and grow wings on the way down. There we go. I couldn't have said it better myself. Welcome back to the show. We're live, we're broadcasting, and I couldn't tell you what time it is right now, but here's the problem. First of all, A, you're all around the world, so whatever time I give you might not even seem relevant because it's not the same time in your country. And B, you might be watching the replay, in which case, whatever time I say I'm going live, even if I was recording it, it would still be live. I'm not dead. I'm not zombie. Not yet. It's not early enough for me to go like that, or even late. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say it's great to be with you. I've been off for about 4 weeks, still doing the show. You might have noticed I was sharing interviews that people did with me, so you can see who I am and what makes me tick. And for those of you who watched it, fascinating watch, wasn't it? And for those of you who didn't, well, I'm back again anyway. Now, I've got loads of great interviews to share with you, and they're coming up in future episodes with some big stars from the stage and from the screen and from all around the world, thought leaders. But I wanted to share with you now because it's August, coming to the beginning of September, and all the big conferences around the world are starting to happen, and they don't have to be huge conferences. They can be little bitty ones as well, because the important thing is that you need to be able to go along to work at them, speak at them, enjoy them, and there might be an opportunity for you to actually earn by being one of the paid speakers that goes there. Now, I'm going to be talking about a number of different things relating to this, and also sharing with you, in some kind of capacity at least, what it looks like to be doing this kind of thing. So the Thought Leaders Playbook is my book, and this is the system that tells you all about it. I'll be referring back to this several times throughout today's session. As I mentioned, by the way, I have my incredible book, which is this one. See that? It's on Amazon. The Thought Leaders Playbook. I'll leave details for you to buy this from Amazon. It's a really thick book. And if I open it here, you'll see it's got writing in it. I'm not just giving you, something I made out of a brick and then painted it white. This gives you the 6-step roadmap to visibility, credibility, and profitability, and teaches you everything you need to be a thought leader and an industry icon. So there we go. That's been my homework. So I've been away for 4 weeks. I've been in the UK, and I was also attending to my late father's funeral, scattering of the ashes, and family affairs and so on. And so when I say family affairs, I mean work, business stuff. Not that people in my family have been. Well, they might have been, but nobody told me if they were or invited me. Not that I'd go. Married. Change the subject. So with that, I just really didn't have the opportunity or even the inclination to jump on and do a full broadcast. It's really difficult when you're dealing with family matters, and you kind of like have to go into a mood that makes sure you're amenable to everybody. You go into like an emotional holding pattern to then come on and say, hey, I've got a great show for you. Let's just laugh like crazy. And you go, Dave, that seems disingenuous. And I'll say, I don't even know how to spell that if we were playing Scrabble. So let's go to the immediate issue, which is how important is it to be able to speak on stage? I'm going to share with you a couple of things. First of all, let me give you an example about what it's like to actually speak on stage with a little clip of me doing it yesterday-ish. So the key to what we're going to be working on is we're going to create a different way of making a relationship with your audience. Right now we're going through a number of different changes. People are trying to find a way to move forward in the Industrial Revolution, but we're going into digitalization, robotics, automation scares people. And as you know, if you're not able to evolve, you won't be in a position where you're able to survive and keep moving forward. So my proposal is, when you look at your marketing and you create relationships with your teams, instead of doing what you normally do, which is keep it internal, you change it and put it out there for testing. Get more people involved in it. Because the figures are quite clear. At 50%, some people just see as being normal. This is not going to be normal. It's going to be tiny little percentages that make that huge difference to your market. And that's why, in my opinion, from now on, you've got to change the way you do it and really move forward to create that kind of success. So that's an example about doing some speaking. That's talking to a small boardroom of senior managers learning to be able to do speaking and leadership and thought leadership and some skills that go along with that. Everyone perceives that public speaking means that you've got to be working on big stages, and you just don't have to be. I've done all of them. I've done all sorts of crazy stuff. In fact, if I gave you a crash course in of the things I've done, you'll go, wow, that's a lot of public speaking. I'll share that with you later on. In fact, I'll probably share with you a promo. But here's the thing to think about. When you speak, you position yourself as the very best in your industry. Why? Because why would you be allowed to speak on a stage in front of people unless you really did know what you're talking about? Because you're holding a microphone or speaking to a group of people who can vet to see whether you're actually speaking sense or speaking rubbish. If you are speaking sense, then not only do they get a chance to see you in the flesh on an elevated position, but they get to warm to you, your personality, your business, what you offer if you do it properly. And then there's a very good chance that those people would want to connect with you. So does that mean you're a paid public speaker? Well, technically it does. Let me tell you why it's important to consider that. If you're a paid public speaker, you don't have to necessarily be paid upfront a fee, like a keynote fee. You could actually earn money through literally just changing the opportunity from a speaking point of view to a branding point of view, so people who see you then want to have meetings and pay your business to work with them. Does that make sense? Good, I hope so. So as we talk about this, I want to be able to share with you some different things, including the sort of business models that we're talking about. So for instance, if you're wondering how to position yourself in this industry, then let's just have a quick look at what people really value. It's all about status, and speaking gives you incredible status. Have a look at this. So for instance, here you go. You can see on this particular diagram that what you have is 3 different circles on the Venn diagram, and they relate to what people value. Your status is the most powerful thing that anybody wants. In every society, every religion, every nationality for thousands of years, your status will be the thing that makes people want to warm to you and work with you. And it's got 3 elements to it. First of all, your dominance of your industry. Number 2, your success within the industry. And number 3, your virtue, how much you would live by or die by your word on what it is that you do. Once you've done that, then you get seen as an industry icon. You get seen as one of the most important people in your industry, and people want to work with you. I hope that makes sense to you when we start talking about this. That particular diagram illustrates it. We've talked at length about how that all comes together, because first of all, when we start talking about subjects that you should be looking at, let's look at this. The hedgehog concept. I know there's the ikigai as well. I'm not talking about that for now because it's a bit complex. For this, it works in the fact that when Jim Collins, in his books Good to Great and Built to Last, talks about the things that you really need to be dominant in your life or focus on in your life to be successful and happy, he looks at 3 things. The blue circle there is what you're best at doing. The red one is what you're passionate about. And the green one is what drives your economic engine. What will people pay for? So for instance, if you're passionate about, I don't know, making paper planes, and you're really good at making paper planes, but nobody wants to pay for it, you can see there it's not sustainable, it's not realistic. You're not going to be able to make a living out of it. Or if you say what you're passionate about, which is a red one, and what drives your economic engine, like for me, I'm mad on football. I love football, makes lots of money, but I'm not particularly good at it. I'm old and rubbish. And even when I was young and good, I wasn't very good. In my mind, I was good, but in real life, not really. So that means not realistic. And finally, what you're best at, which is blue, what drives your economic engine, which is great, you're making money, might be for people working perhaps in finance or stock exchange, where they tend to burn out in their 30s or younger because they work really hard, get paid really hard, but they get rich and bored. And after a while, their nerves are shot and their emotions are all over the place. So it's worth considering how all this stuff comes together when it comes to actually positioning what you need to do and what you need to talk about. You need to talk about things relating to your hedgehog. That was the hedgehog diagram. That's what I mentioned in the first place. The things that you really love, because then you talk about it from the heart, and then it's easy to be positioned as an expert. So what kind of people should be interested in doing this? Well, first of all, consider this. Most people won't be a speaker. Something like 98% of people have a massive fear of public speaking. And it makes perfect sense to have a look at it. So 2% of people are normally pushing themselves to stay outside of a comfort zone. Everybody else likes the idea of staying within what is natural for them, and they do easily. But it doesn't position you as an expert. It positions you as just like everybody else, which is fine. But here's one of the things that really changes that whole concept. The pandemic certainly changed industries. AI has changed industries. Getting older is changing industries, because you got an old population that find themselves being too expensive to work for big companies and have to go off and start their own side hustle. So they now go into competition with the big boys and big girls because they know the same things, but they can't do it within the same company. So there's lots of change all the time. And I've always been one to talk about this, that you have to basically stay outside of your comfort zone to have a very happy and fruitful and successful life. You don't have to, but I think that if you want to be able to turn around on your final hour and say, you know what, I had an amazing day. I did everything I wanted to do. I really loved it. Then I think you need to be able to say that by the end of your life, you have lots of challenges that you overcame, and that's what gives you the buzz. If you're doing what everybody else is doing, who cares? Now, you might like it, and that's nothing wrong with that, but we're talking about the ingredients that make you a fantastic speaker and a great and effective communicator. Now, bear in mind, I train people all around the world as industry icons. I also train people to be able to speak in public when they're working for organizations. So why would it be that a corporate organization, a manager, a director, or a supervisor would need to be a very effective speaker? Well, let's think about this. Effective speaking means sharing an idea that you have with an audience that's in front of you so they can then take action. And that action could be anything. It could be going off to do something like you've instructed them to do. It could be persuading them to stay within your organization. It could be motivating them to raise their game and do better. It could be taking away the challenges that they're dealing with because they feel really sad. For some reason, they don't feel it's working for them, or they're dealing with challenges. These are all just normal communication skills, and they can be trained and they can be much more effective. You don't necessarily have to be somebody who goes out and changes the world because you're an incredible speaker. In fact, there's no reason for you to want to just do that, because the world's changing at such a rate. You've got a lot of catching up to do. It might be, for instance, that you have just launched your business and you're a startup, and you're thinking to yourself, how do I get all the investors to want to work with me? Well, investors want a great idea that's going to bring them back money, but what they also want to have is somebody they can invest in who's going to drive the business. And when they see you up on a stage talking with enthusiasm and knowledge about their business, about the business they might want to buy into, that gives them a ton of confidence that they're investing into safe hands. When you watch those TV shows like the Dragon's Den or the Sharks Thingy, not the Sharks Thingy, that's a different movie I've never heard of. But when you're watching all these TV shows, you've got people pitching their product to groups of experts, of investors, and they have to be able to convince them that that is the thing that they want to have. Sometimes they get 7 minutes, sometimes they get 2 minutes, sometimes they get 1 minute. They've got to answer questions. That is not public speaking, but it's so important to be able to pitch your business properly, because there's a number of different ways that your communication skills can make a huge impact. If you're running your business and you're a solopreneur, then standing on a stage or doing a podcast or doing a video show like this, or even using your ability to speak to do really effective social media and video, and using that to drive the interest in you is an incredible element of public speaking. Writing books might not seem like public speaking, but to publicize your book, be an author, talk on stage, and get people to sign your book, and once they buy, don't get them to sign your book, that'd be ridiculous. Well done, thank you very much. Oh, you've signed my book as well. I can't sell it now. John Smith, what do? I'm a plumber. Will you sign my book all about thought leadership? Yeah, I have. But I can't sell the book now. No, you can't. Well, why do you do it? Well, because it makes a nice change from spamming people. That's my other job when I'm not plumbing. John Smith, I will get you. And those dratted kids. I was riffing. But the point is that when you've got a book, you can talk on stage about it. People will buy the book because it's a great snapshot about who you are. And when we talk about being an author, it's not even about necessarily writing a book. It's proof that you're an expert. Now, if you're enjoying what we're talking about so far, then join our WhatsApp group. We're going with our special thing tomorrow. Our challenge starts, I don't know when you're watching this actually, but you can join it. It's a 5-day challenge, and it's all about get paid to speak. So I'm going to be showing people how to get paid to speak on stage, and also speak across on different platforms and turn that into something really effective. All you have to do is basically hold your phone to the QR code and ask to join our WhatsApp group. It's completely free. And if you're accepted and you're not some weird spamming horrible person, then you get a chance to join us. 5 challenges daily, one every day, not 5 every day. That'd be far too much. And you just answer it, and the group, there's about 400 decision makers from around the world, will chip in and help you where you can. It's very relatable to LinkedIn, and it gives you incredible skills, and you might even end up earning money out the back of it for free. I mean, it is a free session to be there, because you certainly can then turn around and monetize it straight away. If, by the way, you're thinking, Dave, I love this, I need it right now, I can't wait 5 days, you can DM me directly and see about working with me, and let me help you to become an effective speaker and earn from it. As I mentioned before, there's lots of different ways of earning from it, and I want to be able to teach you the best ways to be able to go about doing that. So as we're talking about the opportunities to speak on stage, let me share with you a little bit about what I have done in my career. And you might see a couple of things there that make you go, oh, Dave, I could have done that. Okay, this is team number 1 over here. Team number 2 over here. Not quite so many, but you look beautiful.
And there's nothing more exciting or nerve-wracking than getting to introduce one of the best in the business.
If you really want to become unstoppable, you need to be able to get rid of all that stuff and be present in this space as you.
He's an award-winning international motivational speaker and coach. He's worked with celebrities like James Brown and Bruce Willis.
And I'm Jack Canfield.
And I'm Brian Tracy.
And I'm John Gray.
I'm Jared Robin.
And I'm Perry Marshall.
Hi, and I'm George Regan.
So you get 86,400 seconds in every day. Imagine every single one of them had a dollar sign. That's the money that you were given every single day to spend $1 a second on what you want to have. The next day you get the money back again, but you can't carry it on and you can't add it up. What have you bought with your money today?
Audiences of over 1 billion people. He's sharing how to become unstoppable in business. It's my honor to introduce to you Dave Crane.
Your ability to speak and sell is paramount. Everybody in this room has this ability anyway. You use it. But everybody else outside is going to have to learn to do this too. You're going to have soft skills.
I wish I had more time.
Inspiring. It was amazing.
I love people who are out of the box. First of all, he's hysterical.
How many people have seen Titanic before? The movie? Okay, how many people? Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. How many people have only seen it once? Only twice? 3 times? 4 times? 5 times? 6, 7, 8. Have you not got Netflix or anything else to watch?
Absolutely amazing.
How he's able to reach and connect with his audience.
He is super powerful.
A totally new level.
It's amazing.
Talks to you and not through you.
Because everything that we learn in the corporate world or learn at school is completely wrong about the way that we should be successful
in the future.
You could have heard a pencil drop.
If you get to be coached by him or do any business with him, you are one lucky person.
Trust me, go to Dave. For anything that you want to do.
Every single person on the planet needs to find a way to work with Dave.
He's an amazing man. I can't wait to work with him more in the future. Dave, you're amazing.
So there we are. There's a QR code to join our WhatsApp group. And a little bit of proof about the stuff that I do, just to show you that I'm not making it up. I'll show you this QR code again a little bit later on to make sure that you have got your phone ready. And if you're watching this video on a digital device, you should be able to just press it. And then instantly you should go to the WhatsApp group and then just apply to join. And then it should be very simple. So I'm not sharing this with you so I can go, Dave's great, ha ha ha. Not that at all. You don't have to be doing what I do. There's lots of different ways that being effective at communicating can be so important for you. And I think right now, one of the things that's really important is to consider that when AI is taking over everything, and in many ways it's influencing almost every part of the industry, of every industry. What you need to lean back into is your human skills. What makes you a brilliant expert of what you do? Because even though AI might be able to replicate certain parts of it, my seat's really uncomfortable. I can edit that out. It's live, Dave. You can't edit anything. I know. Shut up. So even though you are leaning back into your human skills, the things that really make you stand out, your expertise is evident. And if you can speak about it, people will still come to you as an expert on every subject. And you can't be replaced by algorithms. They can maybe say, if you're a lawyer, I can do the law like you. But ultimately, people still want to have a human involved. AI hasn't completely passed what we can do. It just can speed up what we do and make it more efficient. We still need leaders and we still need experts. And I think the world is more open to those experts than it's ever been before. I keep needing to sneeze. And it's not just allergy to my dogs, which I've got 2 dogs and I sneeze a lot because of that. But it's, I don't know what it is. Anyway, sharing that with you because it's live. I'm pre-warning you, if I do sneeze, it didn't come out from out of nowhere. You know I'm holding it back. In fact, what I'll do, have a glass of water. See, when somebody does that, you go, I want a glass of water now. It's hypnosis. Not really, you might not want a glass of water. So what I want to share with you is how you start thinking about the different opportunities that really come from your ability to speak. I've talked at length about this, and this is the Thought Leaders Playbook. Once again, plugging my own book, the Thought Leaders Playbook. You can find it on amazon.co.uk and maybe other Amazons as well. You just have to look for it. So this is what I do when I work with my thought leaders. In fact, I'm talking to Vishal this afternoon, funnily enough, after I finish doing this broadcast. And what you do is you look at different areas that are really important for you to raise your game. And even though this is a system, the system is very effective, but a lot of it involves communication and speaking. So for instance, when we look at when you're driving your business and pushing yourself forward, public speaking is a major part of that. Why would you use that? How would you use it? Well, very simply, when you master public speaking communication, you can understand the importance of public speaking and how communication affects other people too. Then you can take courses, read books. You can learn to be able to do this yourself and also teach others how to do it too. So as we're looking at how you can do that, you can regularly practice speaking, communicating in lots of different settings and platforms and places so people can see just how good you are and you can raise your game. And when you do it, then you can get feedback. Now, all this stuff will be covered when we talk about the WhatsApp group. You get a chance to get involved in that. But you can learn to raise your game and showcase your skills in public forums, which gives you trust, credibility, confidence, and everybody wants to work with you in some way, shape, and form. So just to prove that that's there, I think it's really important to be able to understand how it all comes together. Similarly, when you can speak, you can do it globally. So when you start speaking globally, it means that you can be established as a sought after thought leader and expert. It also means you can create digital products, sell ebooks and courses and downloadable resources that gets people to want to work with your business. It means you can create passive earning streams. This is not just being a speaker and getting paid to speak. These are other things you can do. Get people to invest in stocks, real estate, or other opportunities like that. I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to sneeze. Apologies, but I did it off camera, so technically that can be edited as well, as long as you don't see my head. Or was it this end? I can't remember. Number 3, you can affiliate. which means that when you've got products, you can sell other people's products or they can sell yours and partner with brands and do joint ventures as well. Then you can create membership sites with subscription pay. See, these are all things that when you're speaking and you position yourself globally, you can have people working with you and working for you and contributing on a regular basis. And merchandise. All the merch is really important because when you produce it, like books, did I mention my book before? This one here. Get it centered. That, there. Then that's really useful for you. So that's what we're talking about the ability to go and speak and create a business around it. It's not just literally, I want to stand on stage holding a mic. Now, people talk about the fear of public speaking. I completely understand why that would be a challenge for many people, and I will show people how to get over that, but not in today's session. Today's just to get you interested in speaking and also realizing that when you put a brand alongside it, it's really effective. Here's a WhatsApp group. You can join our global leaders. It's absolutely free. Just join the QR code there. Hold up to your phone or press the button on your phone where you can see the floating yellow, what's it called, whack-a-mole brick. That's a lot to say. And you'll be able to work out where you can join us in our group and take it from there. So loads to get through. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in that group. I'm only going to do half an hour today of this live session. And I want to be able to get you interested in what we do with our WhatsApp group. Meanwhile, if you've got an event and you want to work with me, or you want to get trained to be more effective as a decision maker, or you're a startup, or you're a university lecturer, or you're a student, and you're looking at different ways that you can really raise your game by effective communication, I can't think of a more effective way of doing it than just learning to be better. I can help many of you in your positioning. I work with people all around the world to be able to do that. But regardless of who you are, where you are, learn to speak, because it's probably the best thing you'll ever have. Warren Buffett talks about the importance of being a public speaker and the difference it makes to why people will work with you or people will ignore you. It builds your confidence and makes people realize that you are very effective at what you do. And it doesn't even mean you have to be the best at what you do. There'll be other people who do it who are invisible. People don't know who they are. I tend to work with a lot of those people, teach them to speak, teach them to grow a brand, and then they become perceived by everybody as brilliant because they're already really good at doing it. They earn great money, but they don't earn as much as they can do until they learn to speak properly. Put this in perspective. Look at the guys that you really enjoy watching on stage or watching the social media. Right now, the world is dominated by, what, politicians maybe? Not so much pop stars and movie stars. It's business stars have become the new rock stars. When Elon Musk talks, or Mark Zuckerberg talks, or Jeff Bezos talks, or Sam Altman, because they run billion-dollar companies and they're billionaires, everybody wants to know who they are, what they're talking about, and their latest view on the world. They're not great speakers. Not one of them is a great speaker. Really, they're not. But the fact of a great businessman means that people give them a ton of respect. So you don't have to be a great speaker or a great orator, which means speaking. You just have to be very effective in communicating people what it is that you want to share with them. And the one thing that you need to know, and this is what everybody needs to know about communication, is first of all, it's not what you say, it's what they hear. And secondly, everyone's thinking, what's in it for me? So if you're going, me, people are going, I don't care, what about me? So your communication should always be based on making sure that that works. Does that work for you? See what I did there? I was asking you a question. This is the QR code that you need to know. And that's where you need to go to be able to join our WhatsApp group. It's completely free. And if you want to join, I'm not sure yet, I may well run a masterclass on the back of it for people who want to do more in terms of training and get more expertise about how to position themselves to be more effective. So that's it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it and you got some value out of it. I will answer all comments, as always, in the replay, if you haven't already replied to me when I did a live broadcast. And I want to leave it with a video. Let me just choose one to show you effectively what you can do when you speak on a stage. And this is a pretty good one. This is one of me speaking. You don't have to do this one. You don't have to speak in front of, this is about 3,000 people in Rio with about 13 different translators. It was a fintech event in Brazil. And I was sharing with people about mindset and so on. And it doesn't have to be a big audience for you to get paid. You just need to be able to do a one-to-one effectively and then multiply it. There are lots of tips, tricks, and techniques to being an effective speaker. But all you have to do is make sure you deliver what they need to be able to take action. Take a look at this. You'll see me in action too.
What happens with success is very simple. You have a change to make. You have an event you have to prepare for. You work really hard or you don't work really hard towards that event. And then the event happens. After the event, it could be a driving test, it could be a job interview, it could be a relationship. You get a result. The result might be good, the result might be bad, but it's just a result. It's not a failure, it's just a result. Now, what most people don't do is ask for feedback. They don't ask to see what they could have done to change it. When you do ask, you can learn how to change the game. So therefore, you have never failed. All that's happened is you did something and you didn't get the result you want. You can go back and do it again, or say, you know what? I'm going to do something different.
The QR code is there once again. Your last chance to have a look at it. I might put it on at the very end. And then you get a chance to see. Now, I've noticed something here. I don't know if it's going to show up now. Is this going to show? If this is where, do you remember during the pandemic, I was doing a live show every day. This was my set. This was it. With the moving clouds over here. And people could tell that it was real or not real. Not least because of the fact it was a gorgeous view. But also because this boat was there for 2 years. And I think it's probably moved since then. This is in Dubai, in Jumeirah. You can see the palm and you can see just an incredible view of everything. This is where I did it. Now, why should I show you this? Not showing off, but this is another element of public speaking, your ability to do online stuff. Most of the industry icon coaching I do, many of the presentations I do, many of the shows I do are literally, the podcasts, everything, are just because I've become very familiar at this particular area. And another area which you may be interested in fact, I might just show it to you before I finish today's show, because I think it's of relevance about your ability to speak and your ability to really program things that you need to do, is this. So this is me sharing with you let me find it for you. Go back to here, bear with me a second, and it should be here. Right. So this is Jack. Jack is my virtual assistant, my AI, and Jack listens and shares ideas with me. So Jack, what I'd like you to do, Jack, is I'd like you to say hello to everybody on the live show, and I'd like to share with everybody the importance of having a virtual assistant who's AI, who can help you to grow your brand, speak on stage, and make a great impact for everybody. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I want to highlight something incredibly powerful: having an AI-powered virtual assistant to grow your brand, secure speaking engagements, and ultimately make a massive impact on the world. Imagine having a tireless assistant who never sleeps, who's constantly analyzing market trends, engaging with your audience, and helping you craft the perfect message to amplify your influence. Whether you're preparing for the next big stage or managing the day-to-day tasks that keep your brand thriving, an AI assistant is the secret weapon that can take you from good to legendary. Now, let's dive in and explore how this can transform your journey.
Right, I'm going to stop Jack there and go back. But this is just another example for you about the importance of being able to speak effectively, because prompting AI is communication skills that have just really grown in the last couple of years. If you're a coach and you're wondering how to raise your game, then having a really effective communication tool like that can revolutionize the way that you do it. So that's just another reason why you should join our WhatsApp group. Last chance to see this, a QR code. I would love to have you as part of it. This will be available on podcast, and on podcast in the comments section, I will give you the link that you can click to join our group. And also I'll do an article about this on LinkedIn as well. You can read it as a newsletter. If you haven't joined our newsletter, then please do. It's how to be an industry icon, and it should be available in my profile. If you want to know more about doing this and you want to have me to work with you directly or even train your team, then just let me know and I'll be more than happy to start a conversation with you. DM me directly, but certainly get involved in the stuff I've been talking about when it comes to joining our WhatsApp group. I've been taking the conversations from there and turn them into something really special. That's it from me. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's session. I look forward to your feedback. I'll read them in the comments and get back to you. Meanwhile, I'll be back with another show and some incredible interviews. Check out and subscribe the previous ones that we've had, because we've had some incredible stars that you just go, oh my God, that person? Yes, that person. So if you're interested in growing your business, making more money, and finding out what the big stars say about AI and beyond, then make sure that you are a subscriber to Speak on Stage. Meanwhile, from me and from Jack, who you just met there, and from a cast of thousands who are watching this particular broadcast or listening to it as a podcast, I hope you have the most amazing day. Join us in the WhatsApp group. We're waiting for you. We start tomorrow as of when I broadcast this, and I can't wait to share some incredible insights and get you to be a paid speaker too. Meanwhile, on behalf of myself and everybody, have an amazing day, and remember to jump and grow wings on the way down. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to another insightful episode of Speak on Stage with Dave Crane. We hope you found today's conversation inspiring and packed with valuable insights to help you to amplify your presence on stage too. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more aspiring speakers just like yourself. Remember, the stage is your platform to shine, and with the right tools and mindset, you can captivate any audience anywhere. So keep honing your craft, refining your message, and never shy away from the spotlight. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll dive even deeper into the world of public speaking and performance. Until then, keep speaking, keep shining, and keep making an impact. This is Dave Crane signing off. See you next time on Speak on Stage.